है पता नहीं अभी on the peak bro game on point और swag on fleek bro थोड़े से है सीधे थोड़े से है freak bro क्योंकि we got वो lord वो cheap bro
रगों में फिर से उठा एक उफान है हासिल करने को पूरा आसमान है कुछ याद रखना है तो बस ये याद रख कि तू फैन नहीं तूफान है
নমস্কার সবাইকে আমার নাম সায়ন্ত সেনগুপ্ত वेलकम बैक टू एपिसोड 11 ऑफ द नाइट लाइव एंड हमारे ताबड़तोड़ नाइट्स अभी पंजाबी शेर पंजाब किंग्स के साथ कल खेलेंगे इट्स जस्ट a little bit over 24 hours before we lock horns with Punjab Kings. I mean, you can see from my face, you can see from the joy on my face that I'm still basking in the glory of our win against Hyderabad. 9 रन की वो विक्ट्री थी एंड इतनी कमाल की जो विक्ट्री थी ना मैं बहुत घंटों के उसके बारे में बात कर रहा था उसके बारे में सोच रहा था इट वाज वन ऑफ आवर मोस्ट आइकॉनिक विन्स एंड यू नो दैट 4 ही गेम बचा है ग्रुप स्टेज में हमारे लिए and all the 4 games become must win games for us. So today we're going to have a lot of discussions on the night live with of course the evergreen insider who's going to get you some exclusive footage. काफी कुछ बातचीत करेंगे but I think if I'm not wrong insider is here and welcome insider once again to the night live. We were eagerly waiting for you. What's been up?
Hello Shayanto, hello fans, everyone watching this one more night life. How's everyone? All good over here. Of course, back from Punjab, back home in beautiful Eden Gardens. So yeah, happy to be back home.
Absolutely, Eden Gardens. There's just so much to unpack from the stadium itself. But first things first, I really want to ask you this, Insider. How do you feel after the win? It was a much needed win for us. And of course, on the comment section, we can see so many hellos coming in. Hello to everyone who's joining us from different parts of the world, not just India. That's the best thing about the Night Riders. Its fan base is spread all across India. So as I was asking you, Insider, how do you feel after that narrow victory against Hyderabad?
Oh, fantastic game of cricket firstly. And once again, something that we have been speaking about a lot. हमने पहले भी इस बारे में बहुत बात की है. Night Riders as a team never gives up. There were parts of that match where बारिश गिर रही थी. Then obviously it was harder for the bowlers to bowl. The ball slips, but still we kept our resilience on. And of course that man on your screen right now. In fact, I just realized he's the one on screen. Bowled a fantastic last over, and what a win!
Absolutely. I think he's sitting on something. Can you just tell us what that is? Is it just plain water or some kind of a drink over there?
No, that's just the water coolers that the players use.
Okay.
With obviously keeping the drinks cold. And some of the stuff that you saw in one of the night lives as well are strength and conditioning assistant coach told us about the kind of hydration that they use. So all of that is kept in there, and just resting between overs. He was just bowling there in the spinners nets, and in between practice right now.
Got it. Very important to keep ourselves hydrated during these hot and humid conditions. But is that Nitish Rana who's batting? If you could just take us through who is batting on the nets, I'm really eager to watch.
Yes, 2 lefties, 2 of our star lefties from the middle order. Nitish Rana, Rinku Singh, both of them in the nets next to each other, just like they always are.
Absolutely. And आपने ये वाला पॉइंट जो रेस किया काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है. इनफैक्ट आई वाज कमिंग ऑन टू इट एज वेल कि नितिश राणा और रिंकू सिंह इनकी पार्टनरशिप और जोड़ी जो है ये बस फील्ड में नहीं है, फील्ड के बाहर भी देखने को मिलता है. भाईचारा जो है काफी मिलता है. बट उसी के साथ साथ एक बार बात करते हैं व्हेन दे केम इनटू बैट इन द लास्ट गेम अगेंस्ट हैदराबाद. आई थिंक इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग इट वाज अ 71 रन पार्टनरशिप. हाउ इंपॉर्टेंट वाज दैट पार्टनरशिप फॉर अस इनसाइडर?
Very important because अगर आप लोगों को तो पता ही होगा, आप लोग मैच देख रहे थे, उसमें पहले कुछ early wickets गिर चुके थे. And you know how it is when you lose early wickets. It's very important for the middle order to hold fort क्योंकि pressure हमेशा obviously batting side के ऊपर ही होता है. And if it carries on, if the bowlers are able to put more pressure, then there are chances of not being able to get to a big enough total. Though obviously the you saw from the point onwards when this partnership flourished, we were able to actually consolidate in the middle overs and kept attacking. ऐसा भी नहीं कि बस डिफेंड कर रहे थे, विकेट बचा रहे थे, अटैक भी कर रहे थे, रन्स भी बना रहे थे, kept the scoreboard ticking, and because of that we got a good enough total.
Absolutely interesting how you say that there was a combination of both of them. And usi ke saath saath, I just want to add a point about Rinku Singh. I mean, you know what I saw in the previous game, I felt that it was a different avatar of Rinku Singh. He came into bat in the power play. Of course, we usually see him later on in the innings. He's always playing the role of an aggressor. But you know, with every passing game, we're just seeing a different version of Rinku Singh. Either he's just hitting 5 6s of the last over and just turning everything into goal whatever he's touching, or he's building on an innings. Is that something which Rinku Singh is practicing on, building on an innings? Because right now, as I can see, he's just going all guns blazing. But inside, do you think that he's also working on building an innings and also building fort, holding fort, as you said? I think just lost your visual a little bit, but never mind, we'll just quickly go back.
Right.
But like I was saying about Rinku Singh, was a combination of both. An insider explained it beautifully. I think you're back. So if you could
Yes.
just tell us a little bit about Rinku Singh and what are the areas he's actually focusing on now?
Yeah, so see, one great thing is कि हमने obviously बहुत सारे लोगों को अभी obviously मीडिया के वजह से और वो 5 छक्के के बाद रिंकू दिख रहे हैं बहुत ज़्यादा, बट केकेआर में वो अभी 6 साल से है, 6 सीजन 6 सीजन है उनका. हमने हमेशा देखा है कि वो इज लाइक अ प्रॉपर टीम मैन. सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू दैट ही प्लेज एज पर द सिचुएशन व्हाट एवर द टीम रिक्वायर्स हिम टू डू. जैसे कि आप लोगों ने देखा कुछ कुछ मैचेस में जहाँ पे फिनिशर का रोल उनको प्ले करना था, वहाँ पे आके उन्होंने हमेशा अग्रेसिव खेला है विदाउट एब्सोल्युटली नो सेल्फिशनेस इन हिज गेम एट ऑल. ही ऑलवेज डू व्हाट द टीम नीड्स, एंड लाइक यू मेंशन्ड वेरी करेक्टली that in the last game as well where he needed to consolidate, उन्होंने आके वैसी पारी खेली जहाँ पे उन्होंने पार्टनरशिप बनाने की कोशिश करी, मेड श्योर दैट obviously helped having Nitish Rana in the middle as well, but game experience जितना ज़्यादा उनको मिल रहा है उससे they have also been he's also been able to improve his game and of course become a lot more mature.
Absolutely. Maturity is a very important factor. And I know that is something which we have seen in Rinku Singh over the past few years as well. I think the environment also plays a huge role. We've always talked about the kind of environment which KKR provides. Of course, he's playing so well in the domestic format as well. And that is something which a lot of people fail to see, that he's just not playing in the IPL. Yes, IPL is hogging the limelight because of the conditions of the league, but there's also a domestic structure of India, and he's playing so well over there. He's averaging a fantastic above 50, so that's really good. We'll just quickly pick a few comments from our lovely fans. Rohit Vedula is saying, want to see Johnson Charles. That's something even I want to see. Insider, is he here for training today, Johnson Charles?
Not yet. Johnson Charles is someone who we have already, of course, signed in place of Liton Das. So, आप लोगों को पता ही होगा वो news. But he is on his way. He's coming from very far. He's coming all the way from Saint Lucia in the West Indies. So it's gonna be a long. From what I know, he is on the way, and we will. If you guys stay tuned to our social media, we'll definitely bring you updates as soon as he's here. But he's not here yet.
Okay. I'm very excited to see Johnson Charles, of course, a two-time World Cup winner in 2012 as well as 2016. He was part of the squad. Recently, against South Africa in March, I had watched that game. He slammed a 39-ball century. Can you believe that? 39-ball century. So we know the kind of firepower he'll get to Kolkata. And of course, I mean, Mosadikur Rahman is saying, I am excited for tomorrow's match. Paromita Shengupto is saying, is that Arya Desai in the nets? No, that's Rinku Singh and Nitish Rana. But is that a camera on the helmet of Rinku Singh? Is he like capturing all that he's doing right now?
Yes. That's true. Good spot.
Okay.
Good spot there. So basically, like always at Night Raiders हम लोग क्या कोशिश करते हैं कि फैंस को ऐसे ऐसे व्यूज दिखाए जो जनरली दिखने को नहीं मिलता. जैसे ये लाइव है, नाइट लाइव है, ये भी हमने कुछ साल पहले we started this entire concept और हमने देखा कि हमारे फैंस को बहुत ही मजा आ रहा है ट्रेनिंग सेशन देखने में. तो ये एक और स्टेप है आगे. अभी हम लोगों ने एक GoPro लगाया हुआ है उनके हेलमेट पे और हमें देखने को मिलेगा ये वीडियो जब हमारे सोशल मीडिया या नाइट क्लब ऐप पे आएगा. उसमें आपको देखने को मिलेगा एग्जैक्टली बैट्समैन किस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखते हैं बॉलर्स को, बॉल कहाँ पे पिच होती है, बैट का होता है, एग्जैक्टली जो बैट्समैन का विजन होता है वैसे ही आप लोगों को वीडियो में देखने को मिलेगा. सो stay tuned to our social media. Of course, we'll bring this video to you as soon as possible with as many of our batters as possible.
Absolutely, really looking forward to that. But Insider, let's just quickly move on from the game tomorrow to something which is very dear to me, and I am 120% sure very dear to you as well. It's the Eden Gardens. Okay, I want to ask you a couple of questions. I know that you've been to several stadiums, not just of India, in India, I beg your pardon, but also across the world. Okay, tell me, what is the one thing that makes Eden Gardens stand out from the other stadiums?
Well, if I speak of Eden Gardens, obviously bias तो है ही, क्योंकि home ground है हमारा, and a lovely ground, and not just now, for many years, I've been coming to the stadium watching cricket even before being a part of KKR. So there is of course biased love for the stadium, but अगर आप पूछे कि what is that one thing that really stands out is कि यहाँ पे crowd जो है, wherever I've watched cricket in India, outside India, in a lot of places, India obviously gets like the best crowd anyway in terms of intensity and in terms of like, you know, passion and all of that. So everyone knows that. But India ke andar bhi, if you compare it to the some of the other grounds, you see that every match has been a sellout. Every match during an international match also is a sellout, because people just love the cricket over here. And कभी भी एक भी सीट खाली नहीं जाता है यहाँ पे किसी भी मैच में, बारिश हो, जैसे कि एक मैच में हमारा गुजरात के अगेंस्ट आफ्टरनून गेम था, उसमें स्टार्टिंग में बारिश भी हो रही थी, तो हमें लग रहा था चलो आज के मैच में शायद फुल सीट्स ना देखने को मिले, बट इवन देन विद इन हाफ एन आवर एवरीथिंग वाज फुल, एंड इवन द गेम्स गोइंग फॉरवर्ड, बिकॉज अभी आईपीएल में जब हम लोग इवन अवे गेम्स में जा रहे हैं, कुछ स्टेडियम्स में इट इज अ चैलेंज टू फिल अप द ऑल द सीट्स, because various reasons. Sometimes the stadium is far from the main city, sometimes maybe the team is not doing well and there is, you know, a little bit of whatever, but anyway, apart from that, only to talk about our Eden Gardens, whether we are playing well, whether we are not, people will come to support. That's a great thing. And even if you see, like, you know, to be absolutely honest, people love that cricket more than anything else. Chennai Super Kings game, everyone saw it's happening in every stadium. Obviously, MS Dhoni is a legend, absolute legend, and people have come to, you know, support him, his team. तो यहाँ पे भी देखने को मिला था. People came in yellow jerseys to support as well. Obviously, they were KKR fans, but there were CSK fans as well. So overall, the love for cricket in this city, in this ground, is absolutely phenomenal.
Beautifully explained. Exactly. This is the love for the game which is actually separating every other stadium. Like you said, Tahamina Ahmed is saying, Insider, sir, what factors makes the KKR family different from other IPL franchises? Okay, that's an interesting one.
Tahmina, मुझे तो नहीं पता, मैं तो एक ही फैमिली का मेंबर हूँ, so I can only tell what it's like in the KKR family. I'm sure the other teams are also, other franchises are also nice, but at the same time, here, what we have heard a lot from players who either have played here and moved on to other franchises or have come from other franchises to our team, okay, the family feeling is really true over here. It's not just like a PR stunt or just a word that we use for advertisement or anything, not that. It naturally comes to anyone. If you hear interviews of any KKR players who have played here and gone on to play for other teams, they will always remember the contribution that Knight Riders had in their careers, no matter what. Lots of examples. There is Lockie Ferguson, who was playing for Gujarat the last year. They had put out a video where he spoke about how much he enjoyed his time here, and we are lucky to have him back. Shubman Gill is another example. Even now, when we meet him, you know, he obviously talks about the good times that he's had here. So while anyone is here during their time with KKR, everyone is absolute family. और इवन आगे जाके भी कभी कभी होता है कि जैसे आप लोगों ने इंटरव्यूज में भी देखा होगा, दिनेश कार्तिक who has been our captain, he still comes and hangs out with our boys whenever he has time. Many others, Rahul Tripathi, we met him the other day when Hyderabad was in town. He would come and hang out with us. So that friendships and bonds that we make are for a lifetime. It's not just for, you know, it's not like a matlabi sort of a relationship jahan pe bas 2 mahine ke liye we are together and then nothing of that sort. Kolkata Knight Riders mein jitne players khele hai, you can look through videos, look through interviews everywhere, and you will know why I'm saying this. People do remember the good times here for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, be it Dinesh Karthik, be it Shubman Gill, Lockie Ferguson, even Russell. Even Russell का एक वीडियो देख रहा था जहाँ पे वो बोले थे कि जब उनका इंजरी हुआ था, then our CEO Venki Mysore sir helped him so much. So those just prove the love and adulation which our players have. And I think those are the net bowlers, if I'm not wrong. Insider, I really wanted to understand the role of net bowlers. I mean, we know that it's
Hmm.
not possible for all our bowlers, all our prime bowlers, to actually bowl all the time because of the workload management. But if you could just underline the role of net bowlers a little bit, then it'll be really interesting to understand their point of view also.
Yes, for sure. That's actually a very interesting
Yeah.
question because, जैसे कि you just
Hmm.
said, obviously workload management is a very important part of the IPL. इतना intense है, इतना
Hmm.
travel रहता है बीच में. There are training
Hmm.
sessions every day. So obviously bowlers are especially handled with care. Batters at the end of
Hmm.
the day, if you see in the training sessions, they are batting, but they are not running between wickets. So to an extent,
Hmm.
उनके energy उतना नहीं निकल जाता. Obviously, it's still tiring in this humid conditions, but you can imagine if a bowler has to come
Hmm.
and bowl in every training session as intensely and continuously so that the batters can get their practice, तो एक point के
Hmm.
बाद tired हो ही जाएंगे. So उनको obviously rest देने के लिए we have a very good scouting system. Uh,
Hmm.
Obviously we have scouts who look for players to pick in the team, but KKR Academy जो होता है हमारे in the off season, which obviously Omkar Salvi and
Hmm.
Abhishek Nair run. Um, ये
Hmm.
सारे लड़के हैं, in fact they are all we see them
Hmm.
in the off season as well coming helping out, and sometimes, well, they are so good, who knows, this could be like, and they're bowling against the best, so they are also learning, they are also
Hmm.
picking up so much, and some of these guys have
Hmm.
been with us for not just the first year, they've been around for 2-3 years लगातार. So आगे जाके these guys will also have an opportunity to put their name in the auction and probably play for some team in the IPL as well.
Absolutely interesting. And the last time I had visited Eden Gardens, I actually got the opportunity of speaking with a few net bowlers, and उन सभी ने बोला था कि उनको जो opportunity यहाँ पे मिल रहा है, that is second to none. I mean, the kind of exposure they are getting. Of course, two cases which are coming to my mind right now is T. Natarajan when he went to 2020-21, in that he was a net bowler in that Indian Test squad, and he
Hmm.
went on to play all the three formats for India. Then Mohit Sharma also recently for Gujarat. So it's really heartwarming us to see how the net bowlers are also grabbing onto the opportunities. It will be just such a beautiful sight if we see some of these net bowlers on the screen right now. If we get to see them in the KKR colors, of course, in a few years, that will be really interesting. But I can see a lot of comments asking
Mhm.
about Jason Roy. Is Jason Roy in the training insider?
Yes, Jason Roy is here at training, but he's finished his batting and he has gone in now. तो उनका शायद बैटिंग अभी आज के लिए खत्म हो चुका है, बट देखते हैं वो अगर अभी बाहर आते हैं तो कोशिश करेंगे उनसे थोड़ी बातचीत करें, उनसे पूछे उनका अभी तक का टाइम नाइट राइडर्स में कैसा रहा है. विल कीप एन आई आउट फॉर दैट.
Absolutely. And Oyon Kormokor, I think, is asking, कल क्या शाहरुख खान आ रहे हैं? Oh God, I really want to know this. Is Shahrukh Khan sir coming tomorrow? Is he going to light up the whole Eden Gardens?
वेल देखिए अभी ऑब्वियसली खान साहब इतने बिजी होते हैं, अभी आप लोगों को पता भी है, अभी कल एक उनका नेक्स्ट फिल्म का पोस्टर भी रिलीज हुआ है, ट्रेलर भी रिलीज हुआ है जवान का. सो ही हैज़ बीन वेरी बिजी विथ शूटिंग एंड अ लॉट ऑफ अदर वर्क. ही इज़ अ वेरी बिजी मैन, सो वी डोंट नो येट. जनरली हमें बहुत ही एंड में पता चलता है कि वो आ रहे हैं कि नहीं. तो हमें अगर कोई भी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिला और या फिर कोई भी न्यूज़ मिला ऐसा, तो हम 100% शेयर करेंगे. उसके लिए आप लोगों को अगले 24 घंटे यू हैव टू बी एब्सोल्युटली ग्लूड ऑन टू आवर सोशल मीडिया. If he is coming, we'll definitely let you know, but we don't know yet because he has a very, very busy schedule right now.
Absolutely, and interesting how you talked about the social media updates. I mean, I've been following all the social media updates, and I feel, I mean, again, it might be a personal bias, but I have talked to a lot of people. But people, all my friends, are saying that the content which KKR is producing this year is better than any other franchisee because it's raw, it's unfiltered, it's also mashed up with a lot of insights. So it's just interesting to see a lot of good social media content. And of course, I mean, you were speaking about Shah Rukh Khan sir, and of course, how can we not mention about Pathan? It was a lovely movie, and I really want to ask you a little off cricket. Have you seen Pathan Insider?
We definitely did. And firstly, thanks for observing those comments, which has been, praising our social media content. Like I said, like I keep saying, we just try to bring as much as possible, giving back all the love to the fans as much as we can, because throughout the year, not just during the IPL, we got a lot of love from our fans. So हमारे लिए it's a very proud thing to know that people are enjoying the kind of content and enjoying the kind of insight that we are able to give. Coming back to your second question about Pathan, of course, that movie released when Knight Riders were playing another tournament in UAE, ILT20. हमारे Abu Dhabi Knight Riders के match के time पे that movie came out. So we had gone for a premiere with a lot of our boys from Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. उस टीम में भी हमारे बहुत सारे KKR के players भी थे, Russell, Sunil, Ali Khan, who was part of the squad once for a time, quite a few others. So yeah, coaches Abhishek Nair, Omkar Salvi, everyone, all of us went as a team and we enjoyed Pathan in Abu Dhabi the day it released. It was on the same day.
Wonderful. And I think one of the main reasons as to why KKR is so good as a team unit is because we play in different leagues. And of course, it is Varun Chakravarti. I mean, whatever I say about Varun Chakravarti will actually fall short. Of course, he was the first bowler to defend 10 or less runs in the previous game. Of course, 9 runs chahiye tha. Nitish Rana, as skipper, took a gamble, gave it to Varun Chakravarti, and guess what? The instincts actually worked. He took the important wicket of Abdul Samad, and also, if I'm not wrong, in the last 3 overs he bowled, his last 3 overs, he had 8 dot balls. So 8 out of those 18 balls were dot balls. How impressed were you with his performance, insider Varun Chakravarti, on your screen right now?
Oh, fantastic. Now, if you see the stats in IPL 2023 so far, KKR players have two very good stats. One is chasing down the most number of runs in the final over of an IPL game this season, and also restricting the opposition team to the least number of runs, defending the least number of runs in the final over. So those are great stats to have. Of course, Rinku chasing 29 when we needed, he ended up scoring 31. Varun also, he had to defend 9 runs and he gave only a few. So yeah, fantastic stats to have on our side.
Absolutely. I mean, just tilting the balance. I mean, the balance is absolutely not on one side, and that is the beauty about KKR. Of course, who is batting right now, insider?
We have Harshit Rana in this net.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's towards the middle part of the training session. Pehle aake batsmen sare they batted, but then towards the end we make sure everyone gets their chance as well, because game time you never know. One might have to pitch in whether with the bat or sometimes with the ball as well. तो उस वाले नेट्स पे जैसे आप लोग देख रहे थे, राणा और रिंकू के बाद अभी राणा और सुनील नारायण बैटिंग कर रहे हैं, और यहाँ पे हर्षित राणा बैटिंग कर रहे हैं, और हमारे साथ है सामने अनुकुल रॉय.
अनुकुल रॉय, मैन, क्या प्रदर्शन किया था उन्होंने. ऑफ कोर्स, आई मीन, हम सोच रहे थे कि सुया शर्मा आएंगे, बट वहां पे भी एक मास्टर स्ट्रोक था. उनको इंपैक्ट प्लेयर के रूप में आने के लिए एक विकेट तो उन्होंने चटकाई थी, बट उसके साथ साथ जो 2 बाउंड्री उन्होंने लास्ट में मारे थे, it was just sensational to watch. That essentially powered us to 171, and look at the smile on his face. I mean, is it possible for him to just say a hi to all his fans? So I think he just should focus on the practice session right now. He shouldn't disturb the players. But I mean, I always had this question, insider: how long do the players actually bat in the nets? I mean, of course, I feel that the batters, the pure batters, have a specific time. I mean, they obviously will be batting a little bit more. But is there any specific rule that it's going to be 2 overs? It's going to be a few minutes? If you could just take us through that.
So generally क्या होता है, before any training session, before any training session, basically the coaches give a sort of a schedule for all the players ke aaj, depending on workload management, which we discussed before in this night live as well. Even batters ke liye, they tell them, okay, if someone needs to work on a certain specific skill, they have certain few minutes. If someone wants to bat against spinners, pacers, jo bhi hai, as per their requirement, they will always come and speak to the coaches, and the coaches give them slots. So like you guys know, first, as you've seen, the batters come in. Obviously, first priority is the batters, and then the bowlers.
Got it. I think it was episode 7 or 8 where we were discussing about this at length. So, if any one of you who's watching this live, you guys haven't watched that, I urge you all to go and watch that live because you'll get a detailed idea about it. My memory is very weak, so I keep asking you the same questions. I'm really sorry about it. KKR spinners, okay, Ghost Feather. I'm really scared with that name as well as with that black and white filter. But KKR spinners with that fire emoticon. A word on KKR spinners, please, Insider.
Absolutely, no words enough because we have seen them obviously do very well for us. Like we had been discussing extensively, the three of them, Sunil, Varun, Suyash. But not just that. If you have to remember that Anukul also has every time he has had a chance, he has pitched in, bowled really well. Nitish Rana has come in to bowl in certain games and done well as well. Especially the game against Delhi, almost helped us make a good fight out of a small total. So yeah, spinners have been great. And like today's press conference when we went with Weber Baroda, जिन्होंने अभी इस साल हमारे लिए वो हमारे साथ पहले भी थे, बट इस साल उन्होंने हमारे साथ डेब्यू किया है. सो वो भी बता रहे थे प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस क्वेश्चन के आंसर में कि हाँ, एक बार जब पेसर्स और स्पिनर्स एक साथ क्लिक हो जाएंगे, उस दिन से you will see like a very very formidable performance, and I think we are getting there because Varun also we were speaking to in an interview. He said the team looks set now. They look like they've gelled, and in the IPL, what happens is it's a very commonly used term. You have to peak at the right time. So peaking at the right time looks like we are. Fingers crossed. If everything goes well, then the fight will carry on.
Absolutely. Fight would carry on. I don't think, there can be a better statement than that. Win or lose, the fight will always be there. The body language will always remain constant. I think there's a little bit of a discussion with our coaches and Lockie Ferguson, of course. I mean, what an animated guy. That's the best thing. A lot of people don't see the animated side of Lockie Ferguson, but is he a funny guy off the field? I mean, do people enjoy his company, Insider?
Absolutely, absolutely. Always. Most of the Kiwis generally you obviously have great relationships with because they are fun loving and also at the same time obviously very good with people. So it's always a good time with them. But apart from that, specifically if we speak of Lockie, of course, he's been a part of this Knight Riders family, not just this year but before as well. So our we have great times together. Even Tim Southey, always obviously you see him as like one of those because we see so much of cricket, you don't see him generally doing all the fun behind the scenes that he does, but probably one of the most mischievous guys in the dressing room.
Okay, he's one of the most mischievous guys. I always used to think that the Indian players are the most mischievous ones, but good to know that a Kiwi player is also a mischievous one. But has Tim Southey pulled any prank on you, or has it gone the other way around on you?
There are a few which we can't talk about on camera.
Of course, of course. But
Yeah.
I mean, keeping aside everything and just delving deep into tomorrow's game. But before that, there's Nitish Rana, there's Rinku Singh, there's Umesh Yadav, our power-packed Indian players over there, of course, enjoying a little breather before they get back into action again. I mean, two people. Of course, Ramanullah Gurbaz. I could see a lot of comments for Gurbaz as well. There is our star batter all the way from Afghanistan, one of the most formidable openers. It's really good to see him. Jagdishan is well over there. But I really want to know, do players consume any kind of food items during the training apart from fruits? Do they have anything specific which they have?
Well, obviously there is generally a diet that everyone follows, and it's different for everyone. Some people can eat anything and still make sure they can burn off everything, but some people have very specific diet charts which they follow. But in general, अगर आप बात कर रहे हो training days पे या match days पे, yeah, it's just the kind of food you eat, but there is no restriction on not eating as such. So to each his one own. Obviously, IPL में जो खेलते हैं, everyone are mature adults. They have played cricket enough to know what is good for their body, what is not good for their body. So ऐसा कोई strict rule नहीं होता कि आप ये नहीं खा सकते या वो नहीं खा सकते. But अपने हिसाब से, depending on whatever suits your body, everyone handles their nutrition that way. Obviously there are people to guide them, there are people to help them out if they are working on certain things. But where say specifically during the IPL, generally you would sometimes some teams, even we have had in seasons where we've had a specific nutritionist with the team, but it's not a very common thing.
What about the cake, the celebration cake? I mean, is there any one player who always has like the major chunk of the cake, or do they have a control over it?
Very very few people eat the cake. They more are interested in smashing it. So yeah, if you ask
Okay.
with the one who is first in line to smash the cake on someone, that would be among the players, Mr. Sunil Narayan.
Oh God. I mean, we always, call him silent assassin, but we didn't know this trait of his personality as well. Is he also into a lot of, mischievous tricks? Does he also pull a lot of pranks?
Yes, well, not really.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if you
Okay.
actually see him in his home territory, which is in Trinidad, when we play for Trinbago Knight Riders, uh, you'll always you'll always see him up to something. But when it comes to wait, there you go. See, I just spoke about Tim Southey. Now he's trying to hit the drone with an ice block.
Shit, that's nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
let's see.
The funny side of Saudi, yeah.
Yeah, 10 points if you hit it.
Yeah.
Close.
Oh, very close.
It's raining ice over here. So yeah. Obviously,
Wonderful.
like you're talking about
Yeah.
Sunil. Yes, Sunil, when he is in Trinidad, he's a different man. He is obviously still very focused, as always. But yeah, you should see him around his fans. We'll try to, in fact, if you guys follow our page on Trinbago Night Riders, we'll try to share some videos of him dancing as well. Did you guys know Sunil is a great dancer?
Yeah, I knew this. I actually saw this from an interview that he's a great dancer. But, I really want to see the footage of the drone when he was throwing it. Will we be able to see it on our social media channel?
Just stay tuned to our social media and definitely we will get
Yeah.
that thing done. Well, now I think he's trying to
Wonderful.
get the right here. They can use it as a fan. Now they're going to use it as a fan.
Yeah. I think Gurbaz was trying to throw his towel. He was trying to throw the towel above. Okay, they brought it down.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question from Tamina Ahmed, who's a regular in our live. I mean, I see her giving such positive comments in every single live. She's asking, which biryani did Gurboss? I love that moniker. Gurboss like the most. I mean, I think it's Kolkata. What do you think? Did he like Kolkata biryani more or Hyderabadi?
See, again, when you have it as a neutral person, he liked both actually. But I have obviously influenced him to say that on camera, obviously like Kolkata more. So, of course, Hyderabadi biryani is special in its own way. But yeah, I'm never gonna make him
Correct.
admit that better than Kolkata for sure.
Wonderful. And even if he's having that spicy Hyderabadi biryani, just please make sure that he's having it with an aloo, because I feel that biryani without aloo is just pulao. You call it chicken pulao. You can't call it biryani, because the USP of biryani is aloo, and I'm sure a majority of the people in the comment section will agree with me. Please, apnara comment section e bolun je biryani without aloo take biryani bola jay. Ami to pulao boli otake, but I mean, of course, একটা জিনিস ইনসাইডার একটু বেঙ্গলিতে কথা বলি, অনেকটা কমেন্টস আসছে বেঙ্গলিতে একটু কথা বলি। আমরা পাঞ্জাবের সাথে কালকে Sorry, just lost you. I think that's Jason Roy clicking of your pictures, isn't it?
See, all our fans
Okay,
here
it's
in
Tim Saudi. Clicking a few pictures with our fans, heartwarming visuals as always. I mean, people leave all their work just to see a few glimpses. And of course, our players never ever disappoint our fans. And that's the beauty about this sport, the kind of love which you get. And especially Insider was speaking about the kind of love you get in India specifically, because the majority of the audience, of course, is India. But there you can see, just look at that smile on that face of that orange guy. I'm sure he's going to just speak about it for days and days with his family, with his friends. Of course, all of us are gearing up for tomorrow, the power-packed encounter between Kolkata and Punjab. ইনসাইডার একটু কালকের এনকাউন্টারটার ব্যাপারে জিজ্ঞেস করি। অবশ্য আমরা আগের বার যখন খেললাম পাঞ্জাবের সাথে, বৃষ্টিটা পড়েছিল বলে দ্যাট সোয়াং দ্য ম্যাচ ইন দেয়ার ফেভার। to some extent. Of
Mhm.
course, we're going to play them. It's a must-win game, not just for us, for them as well, because the mid-table muddle that we see in the points table, just throws the whole. Yeah, it's the Punjab. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's the just throws the whole league wide open. So, firstly, I have a couple of questions for you. The first one, of course, is a rapid fire question. Just tell me which is your favorite game against Punjab. Which game do you love the most of KKR?
Favorite game against Punjab has to be 2014 final, of course. You know,
Yes.
the one. But if I have to speak
Yeah.
of recent, 2018 when we played them in Indore.
Hmm.
Uh, it was Punjab's home ground that year for our game,
Correct.
and
Hmm.
we scored our highest ever total. We scored 245 in that game. Sunil Narayan
Hmm.
went absolutely ballistic, and last में आके हमारे एक और Caribbean player थे Javon Searles. He also
Hmm.
came and hit a six. Russell hit some great shots. I think Linney also got some runs. So that was a
Hmm.
definitely one of the best games. And Indore as a venue is beautiful. Obviously now we have Venkatesh
Hmm.
Iyer from there, but even
Hmm.
otherwise it's one of the very beautiful stadiums around India. And
Hmm.
a game like that where you get 245 runs, and it was very important game for us as well. I think we were
Hmm.
on a losing streak of sorts, and we went and
Hmm.
kind of reset our tournament and got back on track, and from there on
Hmm.
went on to winning enough matches to make it to the playoffs as well. We finished third
Correct.
in that year. We lost
Hmm.
to SR here in Eden Gardens, but
Hmm.
yeah, it was a terrific season and started with that game against Punjab. What's yours? What's your favorite?
Absolutely. My favorite has to be 2014. I was a kid back then, but I mean, I just keep watching that game on loop. I mean, Piyush Chawla just hitting Mitchell Johnson over fine leg. That was a beautiful knock. And of course, Manish Pandey. How can we ever forget Manish Pandey's match-winning knock in that game? I mean, I also kind of enjoyed as a lover of cricket. I really enjoyed Riddhiman Saha's innings as well in that game. Of course, today also, like as we are speaking right now, Gujarat and Lucknow, they're playing. Saaz also playing. Saaz also from Bengal. So that game, Insider, is etched deep in the recesses of my heart. I really love watching that game. Insider, can you please talk with Rana, Rinku, Gurbos, or anyone else? That'd be a literal heart wobbling moment for us. I mean, should we disturb the players during the training? Should we? Jeet is saying. Jeet also has a very interesting DP. All these people have such interesting pictures on their social media handles.
No, definitely. Why not, Jeet? Let me try. Let me see if I can get
Yeah.
something done. Let's see who is free. Generally, अगर कोई क्रिकेट खेल रहे होते हैं या फिर ट्रेनिंग कर रहे होते हैं, उसके बीच में हम लोग बात नहीं करते.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
Rinku looks like he's doing a bit of फील्डिंग प्रैक्टिस. चलिए देखते हैं उनके बीच में
Hmm.
जाके हाय हेलो कर सकते हैं कि नहीं.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल यार एंड यही साइट हमें बहुत अच्छा दिखने अच्छा वी एक्चुअली लव दिस साइट आई मीन जस्ट क्रिकेट इक्विपमेंट ऑल ओवर you know
Yeah.
any lover of sport would agree with me that whenever they see cricket equipment, whenever they smell new cricket equipment, it's literally a heavenly feeling. Does it happen with you also? I mean, whenever you see a new equipment, I'm sure you play
Yeah.
cricket as well. You used to play cricket. I'm sure you play cricket now as well. But do you love the smell of new equipment?
For sure. For sure. कैसा बैठ है गुरबाज भाई?
हाय हाय
बढ़िया.
बहुत बढ़िया बहुत अच्छा.
बहुत अच्छा. आपका हिंदी भी बहुत अच्छा.
मेरा हिंदी तो बहुत अच्छा है, ये तो सच बात.
Okay, now you guys have to guess. I'm going to show you guys the bat. You have to guess comments में ये किसका bat है. Clue यहीं पे है.
Exactly.
नहीं दिखा सकते.
नहीं जानते हैं ना.
Correct. ये दिखा देंगे तो जान जाएंगे. Let's see comments में.
बिल्कुल कमेंट सेक्शन में डालिए आप लोग जल्दी से डालिए यार. Even I am going to just comment from my fake ID because I got to know. Let me do that quickly.
Guess whose bat
But
is.
wonderful, I mean, yeah. Guess whose bat is this? Absolutely. Asif Godikar is saying in the comment section, everything we love KKR. Beautiful comments. A lot of comments coming. Some people are saying Nitish Rana, some people are saying Jason Roy, some people are saying Russell. So we've got three options where a lot of people have answered. And there you can see on your screen right now. I think most of you guessed it right. It is Nitish Rana's bat. It's a skipper's bat and यार ये तो मुझे वो मूवी की याद आ गई जहाँ पे वो KD 83 लिखते थे चैन कुली के मैन कुली में. नीतीश राणा भी ऐसे कुछ करते हैं क्या?
ये उनका हमेशा से रहा है. 27 is his obviously luck, and he's had that on his jersey for a long time. NR27 is always on his bat. अगर आप मैच के टाइम पे भी नजदीक से देखेंगे, his bat will always have an NR27 on it. And sometimes, like if you see, that वो 5 छक्के जब रिंकू ने मारे थे, उनके बैट में भी आप लोगों को देखने को मिलेगा NR27 लिखा हुआ था, क्योंकि उस मैच में वो नीतीश के बैट से बैटिंग कर रहे थे.
करेक्ट. वो वीडियो मैंने देखा था सोशल मीडिया में. ये सब आपको सोशल मीडिया में देखने को मिलेगा. सो फॉलो अस ऑन ट्विटर, फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम, यूट्यूब. You'll get the best kind of content and yeah.
That's the clue for this bat.
Okay. That is the clue. Just shoot it down in the comment section below, guys. It's an English willow bat, of course. There's a difference between English and Kashmir willow, and it's an English willow bat. You can see those grains in that bat. Silas. A lot of people are flooding the comment section. चलिए मैं लोगों का comment लूंगा यहाँ पे. कोई अगर guess कर दे, फटाफट guess कर दे, मैं यहाँ पे लिखूंगा.
You don't know? Let's see.
Minhaj Khan is saying Narayan. Yes.
वाले का बैट है.
I don't know. No.
See the number. Or you can't say it out loud.
Listen. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So Jaggi has just figured out whose it was.
Yes.
Can you
Wonderful.
figure it
Just like
out?
yeah. Just like Jagdishan, a lot of people in the comment section inside has also guessed it right. Moshom is saying Narayan's bat. Only जो नारायण है नाम बोचे Shourabh Shah in the comment section below is saying Sunil Narayan. Orshit Chatterjee is saying Sunil Narayan. একদম ঠিক গেস করেছেন আপনারা. সুনীল নারায়ণ স্পিন উইজার্ড এত বছর ধরে কেকেআর এর সাথে আছে. এন্ড ইনসাইডার আমার নেক্সট প্রশ্ন এটাই হবে, নারায়ণ সেই 2012 এ এসেছিল আমাদের সাথে, 10 বছরের উপর হয়ে গেছে. আই থিংক ইটস 11th season if I'm not wrong. So tell us a little bit about the changes you've seen in Sunil Narayan as a player since the time you've been here. Has he matured as an individual? I mean, how does he bowl so well? What are the changes you've seen, firstly in terms of his cricketing prowess and secondly in terms of his personality?
Well, of course, see. First, before I get there, talking about the bat.
Yeah.
थक गए क्या रिंकू? रुक जाओ, देखते हैं रिंकू का कैसे है. थक गए क्या सर? बहुत ही थक गए. चलिए हाइड्रेट कर लीजिए आप. Oh man, see how tiring it can get, even training.
Yeah.
So yeah, was going back to the topic. Obviously, this bat, as you guys have guessed it right, it is Sunil Narayan's bat. Why this is the clue? Because 74 उनका number है. He wherever he plays with number 74, and Silas is the name of his son. So Silas is you would have seen him in our photos and videos as well. Very cute. He's very small, but he is an absolute joy to have around. And like you were talking about how Sunil has changed over the years. Of course, he's a family man now. Go on your screens. And over the years, of course, he's someone who everyone in Kolkata and Eden Gardens absolutely loves and adores, because the amount of magical nights, the amount of magical times that he has given us fans, Kolkata Knight Riders fans, is you can't even count them in one hand. So people love him, and we all love him. And wherever he plays for us, any Knight Riders team, he is an absolute star.
Absolutely, and he's an absolute fan favorite as well. And I think I just saw Shagnik Roy Chaudhary's comment who's saying, KKR Insider, how's the atmosphere there in training camp ahead of our next home encounter? Very good question. What a shot by David Visa. Isn't it David Visa? I can see that from his locks.
Yes, you're right. That is David Visa, and fantastic. You know, the mood in camp is, I think that's what your question was, has been absolutely terrific. As you guys can see, we've got smile. Everyone's wearing a smile. What a fantastic debut there for Vaibhav Arora as well. He's been playing well in the last game. In fact, जैसे कि हम बात कर रहे थे, when it was raining, it's not easy for bowlers to bowl, but he kept his calm, made sure that he bowled well. जैसे कि आप लोगों को पता है, जब wet conditions होते हैं, when your foot is landing as a fast bowler, it skids a little bit more. And that's how the no ball happened. But apart from that, he was absolutely fantastic in that game and kept his calm, being a youngster, being not having too much experience of the IPL, but used his mind very well to, you know, take us to that position where we had 9 runs to defend. I know 9 runs is very low for the last over to defend, but he actually played a big role in keeping things under check.
Absolutely, and I mean that's a very interesting point you raised about the ball, especially if it's wet. I mean, of course, we know that it's not gripping at all. Is that a football? Yeah, I think that's a
Sorry?
football. Players love
Yeah.
playing football also, right? During
Yes,
training session.
all warm-up sessions. No warm-up session is complete without a football
Yeah.
session. So even after training, sometimes you'll see them kicking the ball around and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. And of course, I mean, today we had a lot of fun. Just got to know a lot of insights from you, Insider. Thank you so much for everything, for this wholesome conversation. Again, before going, my final question to you, Insider, would be, how optimistic are you about our performance today? Do you think we're going to win? How do you think things will pan out tomorrow?
Of course.
100 चाहिए हमको भी चाहिए.
So all our fans have been telling Nitish right now कि कल 100 चाहिए, किसी ने बोला 150 चाहिए, किसी ने बोला 200 चाहिए. अभी मुझे पता है टीम के बारे में बोल रहे थे कि नितिश को ही उतने रन बनाने बोल. चलिए देखते हैं क्या होता है. But for sure, you also asked just now about the situation and tomorrow's game. We are very confident because, like I mentioned, we have our last 4 games which we know we need to win. But at the same time, 3 of those are home games, and we have to use home conditions well. We haven't done enough to utilize the home conditions yet, but now is the time. And if we are able to just get those 2 points without worrying about what the other teams are doing or where the other teams are in the points table, we just need to keep our heads down and keep winning games, and then straight off to the playoffs. And obviously we are optimistic, but at the same time very confident as well, because the team is looking very, very good. Everyone is finally kind of gelling together very well as a unit as well. Off the field to bond tha hi itna acha, abhi on the field bhi wo dikh raha hai. So very confident about tomorrow's game. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely, fingers crossed. Even I'm very, very confident about tomorrow. Be cheering with all my friends, with everyone. Just I feel that the Knights should know, and I'm sure they know, that no matter what, the fans are always with them. You win or you lose, you will always find the Knight Riders as your 12th army, and that's why a lot of people call us the 12th army as well. But thank you so much, Insider. As always, it was an absolute pleasure talking to you. With this, we come to an end to this Night Live. We're going to sign off from Eden Gardens and, of course, me from the studio. Thank you so much, Insider. Bye, Rinku Singh.
Keep supporting.
Absolutely, always. To the hilt. Thank you, Insider. It was an absolute pleasure. I'll see you soon.
Thank you for joining us on Night Live. As always, Shayan, it's been a
Sir,
pleasure to chat with you on this episode of Night Live as well.
Thank you.
Keep cheering, everyone. Keep sending us the love. And of course, stay tuned to our social media. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget it. If you don't subscribe, you'll miss out on content. If you follow all our content, then obviously you'll get to see what happens behind the scenes, which you don't see on TV or your streams. So that's all from us. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye. Good night. Ami KKR.
Goodbye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sure.
सर पहले आप सर पहले आप
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
सर पहले आप
Okay. Thank you.
सर मैं ना आपका बहुत बड़ा वाला फैन हूँ तो मैं केकेआर का थोड़ा और भी बड़ा फैन हूँ श्रेयस के साथ में मेरी एक मीटिंग जस्ट वन
पहले ऐप
सर वो केकेआर की जर्सी के पीछे ऐसे नाम लिखा हो प्रवीण इतना तो आप करवा सकते हो सर
पहले ऐप
हाँ सर वो रसल मसल के साथ एक जिम सेशन अगर हो जाता तो
पहले आप।
सर क्या पहले आप मजे ले रहे हो सर अब आप मेरे।
आप नहीं कह रहा हूँ, ऐप कह रहा हूँ। पहले नाइट क्लब ऐप डाउनलोड करो, उसके लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम में एनरोल करो, उसके बाद अपनी पूरी ख्वाहिशें पूरी करो।
क्या बोल रहे हो? क्या फाटाफाटी ऐप है सर।
एकदम फटाफटी।
डाउनलोड नाउ।